Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I figured I'd go ahead and put this on the recording. So for those of you not interested in Christmas stuff, feel free to skip forward in the VOD a little bit. For those of you here live, I apologize that I cannot allow you to skip forward in time, unless you count sleeping, which is kind of like skipping. Captain's log. Oh, hang on. There we go. Captain's log. Stardate 55348.1. I have made contact with a strange alien species, which seems to be immersed in interactive medium as a form of entertainment. We here of Star Trek, of course, have no idea what entertainment means because for some goddamn reason, every episode of Star Trek, when it tries to show people having fun, has them doing the most boring things in the freaking universe. So naturally, we find this concept of entertainment truly alien. We are hoping that we'll be able to reach out to the enemy, try to find some kind of common ground with them. Lore out. Anyway, so first gift I want to show off was this little TOS comm with again, in case you didn't hear it before. I don't know if the mic even picked that up. Hang on, let me just open that. There we go. So you can kind of hear it now. And it's got that little thing. It's neat. It lights up. It's just a cute little thing. You can stop. You can stop. You can stop. Stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that took a while. No, we were having Christmas today. Naturally, it comes with a 48-book pamphlet talking about the communicator. I'm not actually joking. Now, the font is really, really tiny. But there really is 48 pages of nonsense in here. And it talks about how the communicator can be used and who created it in real life and all kinds of things that I already know. But cool little lore tidbit stuff there. So that was my first gift. My second gift, however, vastly surpasses it. Ladies and gentlemen, for Christmas, I got socks. It's okay. The year has been salvaged. I have socks. I was also given something you may or may not be able to see on camera. I'm not going to put it together yet, but it's this right here. It is a very high-detailed rock band statue that will have to be put together manually, based on Mega Man 11 specifically, which is really, really cool. I also got this. Star Trek personnel only, obviously. If I could get it so that... There we go. Well, I don't actually have a cat, thank God. The cat is not only not allowed down here, but does not want to be down here. That works out well. That'll do for now. But I got a question for y'all, because I did get one last present. And this one's kind of tricky. Tricky might be the wrong word. So, you ever be playing a video game, and you're eating chips, or like, you know, Doritos, or something, and you don't want to get your hands messy, but you've got your snack food right there. What do? The answer? What are these stupid things called? The Snacktive? The Snacktive Grippers. Behold. You just grab, you like grab the thing. These are a gag gift. If it's not obvious, I don't actually eat snack on anything that's really, gonna gum up my controllers. But this way I can totally eat Cheetos, which I can't stand Cheetos. I can totally eat Cheetos while playing video games. All right. And I look like I'm constantly flipping someone off. But not for real. There is actually a gift I want to show off, because I kind of want your opinion on it. It's like, ow, I can put it one of two places. Okay? Let me scooch this a little bit forward. So, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. Probably in part because I actually designed it. So some of you may actually recognize this image. Because I built it. This is my image. This is my wallpaper for classic Mega Man. As you can see, it's a little more clothy than it used to be. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go ahead and drape this up here against the wall. Yeah, it's a fabric print. So what I'm debating is where exactly to put it temporarily. Because, you know, this is all a temporary setup. So I could put it essentially right here, like this, or I could put it over here, like this. What do y'all think? Because it would be something along that lines, kind of like that. Or again, put it up here. Let me sit for a second. Excuse me, Rock. I'll get something a little more weighted to actually keep this thing upright. Something along those lines. Like that. And obviously it'll be hidden by me, but it'll still be something back here to effectively hide the bins, which aren't going anywhere. So, this one, you think? I could probably fiddle with the specifics. Just go invisible. Listen, I've offered for years to turn off the webcam, and everyone's like, no, no, we'd hate that for some strange reason. Wrong direction. There we go. There we go. I mean, Elden Ring was a game. That's about as far as I'm willing to go with that. Well, now we have a little bit more Mega Man. We got the Mega Man drapery. We got the Mega Man statue. And we got a Star Trek thing. I don't think that'll work. Beam me up, Scotty. Get me the hell out of here. Ugh. Don't mind me. I'm just extremely thirsty for some reason. So, let's go ahead and play the next campaign, shall we? Helena and the Moth. Yes. Right. Just leave that down. Loading. Please wait. Okay. The game really wants me to have mystics this time around. Can we, like, change that? Nope. I was going to go all archers this time. Well, does anybody want to be anybody? Let's be nice and loose about it this time. Would anyone like to join the party? See, just think of me as like a really lame Wolverine. Alright, we'll do this. King DD3. Give me 4 colors, King DD3. King, whoop, whoop. See around Warcraft code. Don't get into Warhammer. Black as the sky. Purple as the other sky. Yellow as the sky. Everything's just the sky. That's what this is. And blue. Ciao, Warcraft code. Alright. So there's King DD3. Trihexia will make you this poison. Give me 4 4 colors, Trihexia. Trihexia grew up the elder of 2 children. The kind of blisteringly self-aware boy who spots and snides at adult dishonesty. His mother, Liana Trihexia, was a mud manor printer, a smart, songful, impatient woman who never married. She died suddenly of autumn fever when Trihexia was 17, leaving him to care for his 14-year-old sibling. With all he sacrificed for the kid, he would have expected more gratitude. But then, how often had Trihexia let thanks go unsaid when his mother was alive? He would remain a wounded, defensive spirit for the sum of his life. Guided by a simple dream. Preserve all you love for as long as you can. Okay, so green. Green, green. Black, black. Red, red. Red, red. Red, red. There we go. And poiple, poiple. Done. Okay. Anybody else? We got a mage, mage. And an archer. Yep, it's time for Shrek 5. Shrek gets audited by the frickin' IRS. I don't know. Alright, J. Palmer. What other races? There are no other races. There are Humes and transformed Humes. Really, that is it. Yeah, witchcraft, heresy, and mutation, as the saying goes. Normal white skin. You got it. Okay, slightly darker. There we go. Perfect. All right, there's D. Palmer. All right, cool. Oh, I forgot to rename it. All right. What's your freaking name? He has eyes? I'll tell you, I'll give you gray skin. How's that sound? No, I've got it. Perfect. There we go. This is poetry. This is poetry in motion right here. This is... I like how you're already 35 years old. Jesus, you're going to retire early. Okay, fine. White, it is. You twisted my arm, J. Palmer. But white it is. Okay, for real. Why does it keep doing this? Here. There you go. You said it right there on camera, J. Palmer. You said that, not me. Last chance. Going once, going twice. We will call you... Let's see... I should warn you, the game gets pretty brutal later, Taquetta. Although I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, really. I should also mention I haven't played the game yet. Well, I haven't beaten the game yet. Might be a better way to phrase that. Triangle strategy. There we go. We're good to go. Let's rock. Sure. Memories and dreams, those lightless gleams that our eyes seek unfinding. They take us from tables in somebody's home, warmly felt and ever fading. A prodigal child of Boreplot returns a grown man. He comes home with fond thoughts as the afternoon fades. Looks the same, definitely smells the same. But if Bragada is still a screw-up, I suppose the young ones are women and men. King DD3 has no plans to stay. True in real life, too. He seeks a certain book from the famed Boreplot library. One he's found before and never long forgets. Think you could eat a book? I mean, if you were starving and you say it, we're out in a rocky waste. Santa and Trihexia are sister and brother. Which makes Santa the sister. Ignoring me again. Both possess the mystic's gift. What? That's fine. No, sorry, this book's weird. Neither of them knows it yet. How weird are we talking? Drawings of nightmare beings haunt every page. Trihexia and Santa flip through it. Writings Kioran. What's it called? The Dread Compendium. They're just sitting on a shelf? Ugh, yeah, here in the dark. Must be rare. Maybe expensive. What's the deal with Kioran books? They didn't do printing, did they? Yeah, I guess they didn't have it. I think this is one of a kind. Well, at least I don't have to search. They found it for me. Noticing the newcomer, Trihexia snaps the door closed. King DD3? Is that Trihexia? Have I been gone that long? Folks used to call you Cricket. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't like it. Well, listen, Oh, did you ever meet my little sister? I'm Santa Claus. I do remember her, and I need that. Sorry. Need what? Swipe. King DD3 takes the book from the weak hands and walks out. Bitter feelings take root. A natural understanding begins to build. A flicker of longing heats in Santa's chest. Oh, be still my heart. No, let's not go romance. Let's go friendship this time. Skipping any further reunions, King DD3 leaves Boreplot and the hour he's returned. No point in letting him go, is there? Let's get the book back. We can at least come to an understanding. I noticed the dialogue has gotten back to being kind of gibberish. It was fine for 2 campaigns. Young, you're warned that anyone might be anyone someday. That all you bring and all you chase will choose... What? Young, you're warned that anyone might be anyone someday, and that all you bring and all you chase will choose your mapless way. The sun's already low when they embark. To my knowledge, these are all completely self-contained. In fact, they kind of can't operate alongside each other. So, time to follow King DD3. Okay, so now we're back into the adventure. So I'm just gonna get some adventure music going, which I happen to have right here. And definitely am not having trouble finding for some... Where the hell is it? What the hell? Okay. We'll do this then. And turn down the volume. These stories were drafted in trails. Know what that line's from? How many times did you read Wanderbane? It's Geld's best. Blah, 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 blah. I think Geld wrote that and wandered in a lonely hurry. Like she knew what was coming. In her later years, they say she couldn't recall her own name. First evening comes. Distant hills grow long bluish beards. I'm just realizing we're going to miss the cider tapping. All for this book. How far behind would you guess we are? Every once in a while, thought I saw a gleam. Metal. Seemed like him. Yeah, looked like a real warrior, didn't he? King DD3. I wonder what sent him away. He was an older teenager. We still had Mom then. Don't know. I think I sort of remember. And then, so now, what's brought him back? They eventually go to sleep. But sleep is elusive on the naked ground. The dew chills their skinny limbs. They sure at dawn. My neck feels roped to my shoulder. Maybe our muscles warm. Maybe as our muscles warm up, the going only gets steeper. And further from anywhere they've been. We should be able to do this. Come on. It doesn't take long for King DD3 to realize he's been followed. You mean over a day? He drives at a harder pace. But the Claw siblings... the Claw siblings prove persistent. Spirited in their pursuit, if not particularly wise. What am I reading? Okay. The 8th day dawns gray. They enter the ruins at noon. Stone walls, flailed at by wind and years, stand stubborn where they were founded. One of the last unburied skeletons of old Cure. This is Eldstone. Has to be. I remember you wanting to come here back before. We hiked a long way. At least it's something to see. I doubt we're catching King Dedithri at this point, right? Should we think of heading home? Yeah, we came all this way for absolutely nothing. Let's just turn around. See those metal points on the higher pillars? I read those were for trapping lightning. Cure and sorcerers, they would harness it somehow. Yeah, it's called a battery. Think we'll get a storm? Hey, Santa? You read about the Curans. Used to spout things about Mistcleath and the Astral Queen, buried wars. You remember that? Yeah, I was obsessed. So how about, you know about this place? Think there's old magical treasure buried somewhere? Well, Eldstone was a whole settlement, they think. You know how you hear about the castles, the knights, the lords, and all? A lot of that's Cure, I guess, beyond the traditional stuff. What I remember, what I read, and I did read everything I could find, they were people like us, but they knew secrets that have long since been lost. We call them the Romans. Many of their stories survive and get put in our language, but a lot of the original meanings are lost. Story, song, and dream, they celebrated these things, but feared, how do I explain it? It's like they believed deeply in the power of imagining. There's poems that skirt and outline some dreadful, dreadful idea. A threat? I don't know, but it's assumed they made an awful enemy. Now we have ruins. Oh well. Old makes way for new. We probably aren't alive if something didn't crush this place. Course of events and all. Mom said we supposedly have a Cure in bloodline. Pretty sure she's just stoking my imagination. But... oh my gosh, enemies! That doesn't really matter. In that moment, the dormant power in their blood awakens. We're now a mage. Yeah, it just keeps coming up, King Dedithri. They really like hammering that. What is with Texas? God. I keep thinking this is like German or something. Life is pain, and there is nothing but death, and death is good. Death is our final reward. Let's see. Let's go with Humanist. You... all these suck. Well, this is gonna suck. 2 very low-level mages. Let's get the battle music going. Alright. Let's cast Throw Rock. The old standby. Let's fail at throwing rock. Which is, honestly, at this point, that's just my life. Let's try Throw Rock again. There we go. King Dedithri's like, oh my god, you people. Stop following me. Quite a reach. Okay, well, whatever. I like how King Dedithri just straight up starts with a two-hander. Usually we start with like a spoon or a spatula. Whatever. Oh my god. I don't like these enemies. I mean, honestly, King Deity 3, you're currently carrying the party, so... Well, you see, J. Palmer, we were really hungry. Like, you don't even know, okay? Well, there's nothing polemic about just straight up eating another human being. That's just a Tuesday. Okay, being able to summon a tree on the spot is actually kind of cool. It is pretty cold out. And I'm getting real hungry. Now to end it in the traditional manner. With a rock. We did it! Woo! I mean, if we could plant money trees anywhere, we could really destroy some economies. The final streak shakes columns, bounces along causeways as a rattled legs shudder still. There's some ugly chickens. Wait, my spoon's magic? Hey, Santa, my spoon's magic. But are we okay with what just happened? Did you know the Thrixel were here? No, I can see you're going to ask what a Thrixel is. Here, sadly this book will help you more than me. We followed you! Didn't know there'd be whatever those were. Hey, the old book might be worth something. Shh. The softest song tickles the ear. A hum so gentle it sounds like a windy lie. Like bows groaning in a wind. Like gaps in a wall breathing gust. Simvir Fulken. Are you out there? The shout is warped by sudden sweet-smelling fog. The fog floats from everywhere. Turns archways into ogres. Rubble into ooze. Madam Fulken, please. Madam Fulken, I'm here. What are you shouting for? And what, I mean, is... What are they doing? What are they... And... Oh, God. I'm walking in the forest. Yeah. What? Well, this isn't right. We were... I don't know, somehow they... Who's they? Thrixel! There must have been more of them. Okay, when you say that word, Thrixel, my body hurts. Thrixel. They're... Remember the book? Yes, important things is they're capable of... How do I say it? Capable of captivating the mind, grounding three birds with a glamour, sending them stumbling far to die. The rakish stranger pauses to be seen. How long has he been standing there? He offers some kind of perfunctory salute. Yes, little nest-thrown deers, you might have been food for wolves and weasels, but a man happened to by who bore a gift from magic, a glyphic smile, and an enduring fondness for birds. Okay. Is that one of them? The Thrixel? Can't easily tell, but this one's wearing pants. I am not of anyone. I'm certainly no one as unpleasant. I am called the Mothman, who, wherever soever I am called. I am the only one there is. Simply look at me. Not whole human, but half and half better. I am man and more. He seems all right. Seeming is a weapon they'll wield like a sword. And that is a bright warning. Pithy and true. Unfortunately, as I have just finished saying, I am no Thrixel. Now forestall your misplaced animosity and listen. I found you three ensorcelled, wandering deep in the woods, removed from any reasonable roam. Where unreason reigns, Thrixel hide their aims. And that is one of mine, but you can use it. For one of my abilities, gathering you and waving away your enchantments was trifle. A matter of politeness. And yet, those who cast the webs, they are not the dull drones they appear to be. They are imaginative. They expended thought on removing you. They must have deemed 3 flimsy birds dangerous to their designs. So I'm struck with wondering, why would they think that? You must admit it's a curious thing. Maybe because we already killed a bunch of them? I think they've got something they want us to keep us from getting? It'll be dark soon. The Mothman follows King DD3's eyes. He lifts his gaze as the shadow leaves. And that's when King DD3 leaps! The Mothman doesn't seem to hurry, but he tackles the air. So one Madame Falcon is, tell me, you cursed thing! Ah, dear nestling, follow your own wings back if you are brave. See what is heaping under their shroud. But be warned, you may once more wish your sight sweetly veiled. Mothman, why should we believe you? You are lost in the woods, my dear. Whom you believe makes no difference. Oh, and I do suggest but little birds flock together. You would never guess how many owls there are in the night. Okay, so we're just fully in the Eldritch Horror one, which is funny, because like 3 of these have been Eldritch Horror-y now. 3 of 4. Anyways, I'm just going to start skipping a little bit here. Which one was it? The tutorial. Alright, we need to name the company. Okay, let's call ourselves... The Lore Runners. I mean, we haven't done that one yet. Now, we should save that for the last campaign. So we'll call ourselves the Bog Crew. Done. Here follow the tales of the Bog Crew. I mean, we've already done the chicken nuggets. Alright, so we're going to try to not do any side stuff. That's the goal here. I want to see how it goes if we do no side stuff, like, at all. That's actually a really tough question, Type 3B. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say innovative. It really does change how you input by giving you analog control. So, WoW healing specs. Help me out here. So we've got Shaman Resto, Druid Resto, Discipline, Holy, Mist. I feel like I'm missing one. So, yeah, they're mages. And they're not sure why they're mages. You know, they're a wizard, Harry. And now Trihexia and King DD3 are in love. I haven't played Evoker at all. I've been deliberately avoiding Evoker. Sure. You two are in love now. This should be fun. I think that is it. Okay, so. Hey, Spartan. Yeah, Honor Harrington is really nice if you're into the more nitty-gritty, like, simulation warfare. I admit I find it kind of boring otherwise. Like, I actually had a thought when I was writing the extant that I could essentially emulate Honor Harrington's military style approach for battles. And then I realized that would be really, really boring. So, I decided not to do that. Still, some good damn books. I recommend them. 2, Many people. So, okay, of those, I haven't actually played Shaman at all since the expansion. So we're going to knock that one off. And I haven't played Monk at all, so we're going to knock that one off too. So that leaves Holy, Holy, Discipline, Resto, Resto. Nope, nope, one of those restos is off. So that's only leaves 4 specs. So I've only played 4 of the 7. Of those, oh, they got some range on those, don't they? Die, monster. And actually hit this time, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. It is a good quote, Spartan. Of those, I would probably put Holy Priest at the top. Holy Priest is just so much fun, and does so much right. Holy Priest is predicated on the idea that you have tiers of heals. Your base heals, which reduce the cooldown of your better heals, which reduce the cooldown of your better heal. And I love it. I love the weaving of it. I love how many buttons you have to hit. There's a lot going on, and it's enjoyable, and I'm with it. So I'd probably put Holy at the top. Immediately below that, I'd put Druid Resto. Druid Resto hasn't really changed much over the years, and that is still true, but it is still a solid coverage healer. It's the kind of healer where you just layer 5 hots on someone, and then they're like, oh my god, I'm injured, and I'm fine. Which is, of course, enjoyable and fun, and some of the usual variety of kit involved. Is it possible to deal with being a treat constantly? You know, I don't remember. I know that's pathetic, but it's still true. Wow, we are really low level, and they're giving me 2 frickin' mages. It's just... okay. I know that sounds strange that I don't remember, but, like, I haven't done a lot of druiding. Mostly just screwing around in a couple of dungeons, and I don't remember if I stuck around in tree form or not. So the last time I played it, tree form was essentially cosmetic. So that's Holy Resto, and then I would say Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin is very, very similar to where it was at back in Wrath, but a little bit more refined, a little bit more precise. You're really, really good at healing 2 targets very, very well. And that is extraordinarily useful in a lot of circumstances. We kill that. Yay! Death to the opposition. That's way out there. And I suppose that puts Discipline as dead last of the ones I've played. I just don't enjoy Discipline. It's the easiest way to put it. Discipline... Discipline isn't a bad heal spec, but it really needs to be more DPS-y to really be enjoyable. Which I know sounds strange, but I stand by it. For a while there, they were leaning very heavily into the idea that Discipline was a DPS spec that could heal. They backed off of that. I know why they did, I just don't agree with it. So, that sucks. Let's get rid of that. Let's group up. It's not pure heals, but, like, you're like 90% of your heal output is going to be just straight up heals. you know, you're back to doing the, I can't remember what it's called, the charged big heal and the bubble and the reactive healing, all that fun stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure. And it's really irritating because they just cannot make up their mind with discipline, can they? I remember when discipline was penance, thank you. I remember when discipline was pure bubbles, and that was actually really good. It wasn't good by itself, but it was a great partner to a lot of other healing specs, so it was almost always worth having at least one discipline healer in your raid or in your group. So that was cool. They got rid of that, and then they made them a DPS healer, and then they got rid of that. Now discipline's just kind of there. Like, imagine holy, but worse, and that's discipline. I mean, we managed that without a discipline priest, but then again, we had some really good druid healers when we were doing Citadel. So, you've never played a druid healer. How rough are early ones? Like, where's the damage come from? So I assume you mean for soloing. Most healers have DPS abilities that they can use to green DPS. Resto, specifically, that is to say, druid healer, has Wrath and Moonfire. I think that's it. That's pretty normal. You got a dot, and you've got a single target nuke that you can spam. WoW leans pretty heavily away from the idea of green DPSing. Not 100% in favor of that, but it is still absolutely true. Whether it is good or bad or in between. So, your primary actions will be pushing 2 buttons. Unless you set up your left talent tree correctly. So here's the really weird thing about druids. And it's something I actually don't like, personally. So the left druid talent tree, kind of sucks because it's really focused on being cross-class. So you aren't really going to find a lot of talents over there that are particularly useful for you and what you're doing, but you will find plenty of talents that are useful for everything else. The benefit of this is if you want to go solo as a Resto Druid because you're insane, you can do that and just set yourself up to be essentially a boomkin over on the other bar, right? And that's how you get other DPS abilities and other cooldown abilities, and you get it. Now, Magister asks me, what's my opinion on augmentation in the support role? Yes. I have said for literal years at this point that we need more MMOs to be willing to drift into allowing a player to be pure support. Rather than having a buff or some buffs, having a class whose entire mechanic and job is to be constantly trying to keep the rest of the party buffed. Now, I am biased on this because I've played Guild Wars 1 and I've played Guild Wars 2. And both of those are very, very good about... Oh no, not like Paladins were in Vanilla. I mean a buff class. Paladins in Vanilla were, you know, blessing, 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 and that's it. You're hitting 1, 2 buttons, and that's it. If you've played Guild Wars 2, you probably have a much better idea of this, or if you played Guild Wars 1. Put simply, imagine a DPS cooldown, or wrong word. Imagine a DPS rotation. You know, this, which combos into this, and if you hit this, it gives you this proc, and this proc allows you to get this resource, and if you get 4 of these resources, you can hit this over here. And you get it, right? Like, the pattern and the construction in terms of gameplay style of a DPS class, but nothing you're doing is doing damage. Instead, everything that you're doing is giving up buffs and prots and debuffs and dispels, and you get it. That is a proper support class. It is extraordinarily rare to see a proper support class in an MMO. In fact, not counting the Evoker, I've never seen them in most MMOs. FF14 has no proper support classes, and WoW didn't, possibly until the Evoker. Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 are the only exceptions. Now, you're probably thinking, well, hang on, why don't MMOs have that? Well, that's obvious. It's because MMO designers really try to do this thing where they really don't want players to think a particular spec or class is mandatory. Now, I get why they're like that, but the problem is, in reality land, Colgrim is awesome. But also, in addition to Colgrim being awesome, if you try to lean too heavily into not allowing for viability and variance in your class design, then the classes kind of suck, and the design of the classes just kind of suffers for it, and the enjoyment of the classes suffers for it, and the boss mechanics and the boss designs suffer for it. Pretty much, it's like a knock-on effect of everything. When you try to homogenize too much in an MMO, you might as well not even have classes, to be simple about it. It's just cosmetic at a certain point. Also, to be blunt, there's two other things that I've started thinking about more and more. It's more of a recent thing, but the more I study game design, the more I'm thinking about this. Developers... the way I like to say this is a quote from me, and you can quote me on this. Developers need to stop worshipping at the altar of balance. Way too many game developers think balance is like the end-all, be-all goal of game design. And the more I study game design, the less I agree with that. Not counting for competitive stuff. That's a whole other ball of wax. So... I agree with that, Colgrim, but that just means you fiddle with the classes all the time, which you're paying attention to WoW does anyways. The final thing I was going to say is one of the biggest arguments that they tend to use for homogenizing the classes, for trying to have balance, is that they don't want players, who are doing the super hard content to have the mandatory classes and specs that they bring, right? And the problem with that is even if everything's balanced, that still happens. Because perfect balance is impossible. So for certain fights or for certain encounters, there's always going to be okay, we want this composition at the highest end of play, when you're in the top 1% kind of territory. Or, to put in this in a slightly different terminology, don't care about the top 1%. Don't rebalance your entire game around the top 1%. No, exactly, J-Paul. The real problem here... How'd you... Lol, Colgrim, that's great. The real problem here, in my opinion, could be wrong about this, is they put Ian in charge of WoW for a long time, and he's a raid designer. He's a good raid designer. I will always give him credit for that. He's a damn good raid designer, and he knows what he's doing. But if you pay attention to WoW's design from Shadowlands back for a couple expansions, you'll notice that his focus on raiding has bled out into the rest of the MMO and has kind of poisoned the rest of WoW in several ways. Not the least of which being what I'm talking about right now. Don't mistake me, I like raiding. I enjoy raiding quite a bit. And WoW absolutely freaking nails it in the raid design. They have the best raids in the business. But over-focus on anything can cause problems, right? Apparently, King DD3 is a greed wagon. What's a greed wagon? I don't know. King David, I don't know. I know nothing. I was gonna say, when the hell? Where were you, Jay Palmer? This guy was obsessed with our mom. No, I needed printing done. What was that other shop left? Can't have been too long. 2 circuits of the seasons. This dialogue is impeccable. One time I... Oh, but... sorry. Anyways, there's Thrixel here. And they're heading to their town, so that sucks. You're also a hill painter, J. Palmer. Congrats. I know, right, J. Palmer? This is ridiculous. Okay, so now our goal is to just go here. Okay. This is the weirdest campaign so far. Cool. We're not going to do that combat because it's optional. Bye. I think you're right, Colgrim. Like, the procedural nature of the cutscenes is part of the reason I'm not reading them out loud, except for, like, specific ones. Because these are just... wow. It's cool, Mistress. Why are you looking at it? I'm lost. Okay. So, reality's breaking down a little bit. Finally, the real boar plot spills into view, like a half-eaten corpse dumped in the shroud. And they've killed a lot of the innocent townfolk. Because, of course, they have. And the humans have been turned into Thrixel. This really is very eldritch. Okay. Cool. Well, at least we have 4 party members this time. I think I've picked a bad campaign to stop doing optional stuff, but, well, alright, let's figure this out. We got this. Even though I'm saddled with 2 mages. Blast on both of those. I'm going to have him move... I'd love for him to move to the far one, but no, we're going to move to the close one. Get a swing in, hopefully don't miss, kill that guy. Alright, Archer. J. Palmer, my man. This is it. This is your time to shine. I was really expecting you to miss. Vulcan, do you even know me? So much power, boy. Power from the trunk. Ah. Flashback of the 2 of them training. Ow. Fast. He's dead. Come on, King 2D3. I'm sorry, I keep fixing one thing and screwing up another. We all fall down. That's why we have to get good at it. Perfection's a long way off, but we keep tripping forward. We'll fall closer and closer to our goal. Are you in there? Anywhere at all? Will this be peace for you? Kill me! Done. Okay, now that she's dead... Oh, there's more. Okay. I don't think they liked that I killed her. Okay. Sure. So, we don't have a great situation here, so we're going to try to get some Splinter Blast going, because I think we can hit both of them with that. We cannot, but we can hit that guy, and we're going to do it anyways, just to get some damage out. You being this far out, there's so little I can do down here. We're going to spawn a tree. Pin that thing. And I'm going to have you scooch forward and try to smack him in the face. With a smack! You take care of the north flank. Get rid of that thing. Yeah, that's what I'm really worried about, the little mini-boss thing that we haven't even fought yet. These little mages are going to be up to Stridulation. Oh yeah, that sounds like a thing I want to have in my life. Alright, so... God, my mages, there's so little to infuse here. Let's Splinter Blast this on both of them. Just knock that out. And Scooch, so we can melee swing here. Oh, what do I do up north? I could just start harrying him, so I'm going to. Sniper, do your job. And you... This might be in range. Let's see if we can throw a discus from here. We can. Fling. And of course they dodge it because screw my life. What is that thing in the back? Jesus. God, those bards have range too, I just noticed. So that's even funner than what we're already dealing with. So let's try one more shot on the bard. Oh, it hit. Okay. But it missed. Keeps missing the guy in the back. Where's my archer? Archer, shoot that. Thank you. Also, you haven't seen this or the next, I guess, two. Let's drop a tree. Let's have you rush north. You can go faster than that. There we go. Hey, Yura. How do you like my new custom printed fabric of Christmassy giftingness? Oh. We're gonna melee first, I think. And was that our last one? No. Of course it wasn't. Why would it be? Okay. That would be impressive, Colgrim, but since I actually designed this, I doubt anybody would bother to spend the time turning my wallpaper here into that. Yeah, no, they're probably inside the buildings. So, let's take a round to get into a group. I mean, that sounds awesome, Colgrim, but I don't know anybody, so I'd have to hire somebody to do that, and I am not made of money. Anything in here? Hello, hello? Nope. Next. Let's head north. Just a hunch. It is weird being this low level, but whatever. Hello, hello? Yeah, hello. Let's get everyone up north, as is our wont. Can we get in range to shoot this round? Nope. Alright, get all the way up, like, here, then. Get a shot in. See if we can deal with this with the non-mages. Save our mana. Not that that exists in this game. Is that it? Hey! Okay. Yeah, most of our people aren't even level 2 yet. That's how low we are here. Ooh. Yeah, let's give that to Trihexia. They die ugly. They feel pain. Is that a comfort? I don't know. It's starting to be that I can't remember a world without this mess. This is like our third battle, dude. Yeah, the Planet Witherer. What is it? Well, it's a +1 staff. Okay. So, they have led away the people like cattle. Mostly the kids. They resolve to search for the missing ones. There will be no peace, no joy, no relief. A season of terrible hoping will follow. End of chapter 1. Fall has passed. At least it's not a decade this time. So, King DD3 set fire to what used to be his mentor, the one who got converted into a Thrixel. J. Palmer sought the help of his people to look for the missing ones of Bear Plot. The weather that season was bright and perfect, but it only saddened those who were left to see it. Thrixel and Santa made a rapid study of anything they could find. We're powerful now. I'm sorry. This is a hell of a way to start a sentence, right? Hey, Santa, we're powerful now. This is our calling, our gift, our opportunity, even amid all the bad that's happening. Talking about our mystical whatever? I hear you. For me, it's... In books, you read about powerful people failing to overcome their selfish impulses. Disagree? Oh no, my mind wandered. I'm just worried. Days are passing. I'm not finding anything useful. Yeah, me neither. Okay, and we have, like, no resources because we didn't do any of the optional stuff. So, can we get a better bow? Can we get anything at all? Nope. Nice, Yura. Congrats. I saw a picture of it, but I didn't know how it twined out. Okay, so we can't craft anything. It's like trying to hunt your favorite cloud from a day last spring. Exaggerate a little bit. Alright, I'll only make helpful comments from now on. Thanks, J. Palmer. See that silvery stuff? Molting. Maybe. Yeah, that's all I've really found. So I'd say the Thrixel have been here in some time. There's the Mothman again. Take a good look. I'm well worth seeing. You helped us before. Things could have been worse. Appreciate it. Grudging is my favorite flavor of gratitude. But as the Badger often says before breakfast, shall we get to the eggs, or did we only wake to bark and mud muddle? That's a saying. Hi, Brigwin. You have something to share? Have I not made that clear? Ah, but you do provoke me to prattle. I am in a bit of a rush myself. Dauntless and wanderlorn by my very nature, the idea was a weather-sown seed. I felt called to take myself north and wendingly west, and that is how I happened upon these chicks of yours. I saw them huddled and afraid into a little number. It's not a good place where they are. Saw them? You didn't help them? You seem to assume I walk into any den of Thrixel and simply right through the cupboards. I am flattered, but must humbly admit my talents have eventual limits. Remember your own limits too, precocious birds. Your enemy is well beyond you. We will crush them. Kill them. Fire metaphors? I have tarried much too long. Go northwest. The Mothman's glyph gleams to a certain hilt in the light. And then he went on his way. The passage of time will cost lives, but clearing Thrixel sites will disrupt the enemy's web and help more folks to survive. Okay. Okay, so we have run into another campaign that really wants us to go do side stuff. All we have to do is assault the Rocky Ho chimes. They are stalled for 30 days, and if we clear Thrixel sites, more people will survive. So, hang on. Let's save. Let's find out what happens if we just kind of piece out all of that and bulldoze directly for the MSQ. I'm curious now. Okay. Apparently starseed trees birth stars. I'm not going to think about that too much. I do too, Colgrim. I do too. That's part of why I'm curious if there's the option to avoid it. It's like we succeeded at that dice roll. And we got +3 crit chance. And a tier 2 artifact fire wand. Actually, yeah, Yura. It's mostly been fine. In fact, the campaign we just started is the only one that's been kind of weird since the first one. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, most of the narratives have not really been catching me, which is why the story axis is mostly dry. But I also haven't been giving additional negatives, so make of that what you will. Let's give that to Sandy Claus. I'm weirded out by how much I'm not bored of the gameplay yet. I know I'll hit it at some point, but the fact that we're kind of blitzing some of these maps honestly helps. Like, that previous map was, what, 30 minutes? And done. So, we're just going to do the main... Yeah, final fight of the chapter, right here. Boom. Let's do it. A glimmer scene is a physical place where this world remains stitched to another. Oh, okay. Okay, so if we do this, +5 survivors. If we do this, reduce 5 survivors. That's true, Blade Traval. The variety hasn't really gone away yet. Even though it's just Mage, Archer, Warrior, there's a lot of different builds and a lot of different mutations and a lot of different gear, which has been changing my playstyle substantially. The chapter we just started? Well, hang on. We started this about 5 minutes ago. So let's kind of keep a little bit of a track of that, right? Let's see how long this chapter takes. That's a lot of enemies. That is a lot of enemies. So we are under-leveled, under-geared, and there's only 4 of us instead of 5. This should be fun. And this is a kill-all. So, wish me luck. I think mushrooms could work in chili, but I admit I've never done so. Not on purpose. Just never done so. Please don't miss. Thank you. Stone Throw is a really good spell. I just kind of wish, you know... Oh my god. That thing just has a stun aura, which is as big as that giant... Look at that. That's the stun aura right there. Okay, so let's grab this and hope for a really good discus throw. Please. Or just a terrible discus throw. That's cool, too. So we're going to do this. And we're going to just put into defensive stance. And you... We're going to scout first. Anything else? Nope. Well, we're going to be caution to the windy and walk into melee range with our archer. Oh my god! Okay, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead! Scotty. Scotty. Get me up. Get me out of here, Scotty. Scotty. Scotty, I need you to get me out of here. Now would be a good time for the transporter to work, Scotty. Okay, whatever. We'll make it do. Okay, so the good news is we already have a discus we can toss. Bad news is we can only hit that guy. The good news is that it does decent damage. The bad news is I'm dead. Oh, okay. Lucky crit. Get rid of that stun aura. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay. Let's get right over here. And I do want to once again go into defensive. You back the hell off. Get into a defensive formation so both of you can live a little bit better. And please kill that. Thank you. Round 3. I have to get my expert flipping people off thing here. It really does look like flipping someone off, doesn't it? The best part is once you get it actually in there, it just kind of sits there. Like, I'd have to actually work at it to get it out. But I think the game is too easy. Not really, no. I'd say that it's pretty good on difficulty arc, actually. The biggest problem I've had with the game is that, with the exception of one map, there has been no map design. I'm kind of leaning towards putting that into a negative territory. Because, you know, this is a grid-based tactical game, which really should have, you know, level design. Let's get the guy. And then have him also shoot the guy in the back. You two keep grouping up. I want you... Oh, what do I want you to do? I want you to... Can I reach that from here? I cannot. So go ahead and scooch all the way up. And honestly, just get a melee strike in. Melee mages, as it should be. Cute. Why don't you put up a defensive? Let's see what they do this round. Yep, they're just straight up using psychic damage. As is their wont. I've noticed the enemies have been getting a little bit meaner each time, too. Or, more accurately, each enemy feels harder than the previous ones, and we're focusing on that enemy each subsequent chapter, so it feels like the difficulty is going up, even if it kind of isn't. I will say if you're looking for something super difficult, this is probably not it. Yeah, you can change on as long as you're out of combat, too, J. Palmer. It is not the best difficulty I've ever seen, but it's probably good enough for a neutral. So what that means is I'm going to give it 1 positive for the fact that you can change it at will. Okay, so let's do this. And that's my round, because he's stunned. That's bad. That's bad. Okay. Okay. Phyrexia and J. Palmer are about to die. Why don't you grab this fire and then move this fire here, please? Thank you. Why don't you, run? Just run. Just run. Just run. Just run. So you can get involved in this nonsense. Okay. We have several things. We got a bone lance, and I can hit both of them? No, I cannot. Oh, no, I can. Right there. Boom. Okay, so that's... The one that was low on health lived, of course. Yeah, another thing I do like, and this kind of ties into the difficulty being well-designed. If you do extra maps, obviously you get more experience and you get more gear. And you get more resources, which allows you to craft more. Cool. But also, every battle you do, all the optional stuff, buffs the enemies. And time also buffs the enemies. There's also a doom clock in this game. The invasions, which happen periodically. Not a huge doom clock, it's just a doom clock. Time buffs the enemies because... Oh, I can't actually demonstrate it right now, but there's a timer that happens, and every time that timer clicks over, the enemies gain buff cards, which make them stronger. Let's grab it, please. Also, time moves you to retirement age, you're absolutely right. So there's several things that kind of... It's not like it discourages you from sweeping a map. It's more like it's a cost-benefit thing as opposed to being universally good or universally bad, which I like. I'm with it. Like I said, the gameplay side of this game has actually been pretty solid. Make of that what you will. Notice we are still level 1 here. On J. Palmer, at least. Bonus damage. Yeah, we'll give that to King DD3. We're going to take Endurance, because that's just always useful. And you will take Humanist. Also true, Colgrim. But it also doesn't get rid of too many of them. It just gets rid of some of them. It's a great balancing act. I should write all this stuff down. Probably Colgrim. Oh, they totally have been repeating background 0. 100%. Okay. We did it. We came as quick as we could. First things now is just getting out. The monsters are dead. Come with us. Anyone need to be carried? Little ones? They find 40 of the lost, but they're survivors. Ah, Santa, here? Here you are. Found some more? No one go too far, too quick. It's still the swamp. It takes days of warm coaxing to crack the cold trauma that's frozen their faces ground, but it's a brave start. You'll be okay. You seem to be handling it pretty good. I'm just worried about my big sister. I think she died. Your sister's Aluna, right? She and I had classes together sometimes. Yeah, they took her away like the others, but she never took her up the tunnel? No, there was a door made out of spider string. It was like they wove it in the air, and it appeared, and it went somewhere else. I don't know. But they took people through it, one by one. Everyone seemed to want to go. It sounds like Glimmer Scene. Like what the Mothman said. They called it the door. People would go through and they'd come back once time had passed, except they'd look like monsters, and then they wouldn't talk. No one should go through that. Certainly not one such as your age. But Aluna was the last one taken. She's been gone a lot longer than the others. She never came back. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she died. Cool. We will avenge her. The kid says, thank you. Later searches only stir the bones. If something called the Glimmer Scene existed here, it seems beyond human access. No sign of the girls appears. Townsfolk rescued give us legacy points and permanent health to the company. There are 2 more rewards we didn't earn by not sweeping. Interesting. 4 years of peace follow. Boar plot is doing its own thing. Humans are resilient. Santa is mountain climbing. Jay Palmer perfected the time-honored art of not doing a damn thing. In the long and taskless days, King D83 learned smithcraft. I'll be back sure to see this. Okay. Hey, we can get a tier 2 bow. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, we are kinda limited on options because we have not been sweeping, so our gear is really pathetic. Nobody was here who wanted the last one, Magister, so I just made Santa Claus. Yeah, no mats. Nothing. Next. It's black in the dark between book and shelf. But oh, the Trillium Moon, you don't seem real. And it's an eyeball. Okay, if you ever see a moon show up that then pops out an eyeball, everything would be at risk if I leave shore. Trixie would be left alone, but I have to cross the sea someday, won't I? Isn't that why it's there? There's someone jumping out of the waves. The figure falls through the hole in the shifting waters. I'm the only one who can do something? The sheep won't help, the ignoble creature. So Santa hops over the woolly misted sea, drips limb by limb into darkness, and now she's inside a shadowy cell. Who are you? I'm who's having the dream. Is that Santa Claus? Eluna? How vivid this seems. It's all right. It's like seeing you again. You are. How'd you get here? Did they know? Well, you're in my dream. Dream. You keep saying you're dreaming. If you're not one of their tricks, if you're really Santa Claus, maybe you got here through dreaming? Do you know what happened to my little sister? Elsie? Yeah, we found her. She's safe. She's safe. Not as many were as lucky as her, because we decided to skip the side quests. The game's really trying to bash that, isn't it? You skipped the side quests. It feels too real. Where are we meant to be? Somewhere else. Those bug things brought me through their world and ours, and there's this... It won't make sense, but it's like a... Uh-oh. Santa, if you can leave here, you need to do it. They're going to find you, and I don't know if... How do we save you? We'll come and get you. Actually, well, we need to find out about those glimmer scenes. They'll sense a threat, and you won't ever get close. My sister's strong. Tell her I... Okay. Tell her you what? Can you be sure they detect us? Well, the longer I've been here, the more it seemed like they have other perception. A sense attuned to the force inside things. Their essences, or whatever you call it. A group of you would be like a thunder to them. You'd be throwing your lives away for a person who's been gone so long I barely remember Elsie's face. I'll come along, then. The dream fades. Santa wakes from his wandering sleep. Holds the mind, blah, blah, blah. Several days pass before they're missed, so we have to go find them. Oh my god. Hey! And of course it's way up there. Alright, hang on, let's drop a new save. And we're down on people. Okay, maybe we should recruit, like, at least one new person. So let's do that really quick. Who wants to be our new recruit? Just holy crap. Alright, TSB. Join us. Be a blob. Humor is irrelevant. Oh, sorry. Looks like it's actually the Simple Gamer. The Simple Gamer. Give me 4 colors, the Simple Gamer. What's really awful is if we hit retirement age on people when we haven't been recruiting. So it's like, what if you could retire yourself out of... Like if you lose a campaign because everyone's retired. The Simple Gamer's parents were rough-hearted outlaws. They never allowed him to stray too far into civilized places. An abiding love blossomed in him for the natural world. He found peace in the roofless chapels of hills and groves. He enjoyed being the sardonic one. It came so naturally to him. So brown, brown. And then black, black. And then blue, blue. And then green, green. Oops. There we go. Done. The Simple Gamer. You left the bread in again. The whole batch is charcoal now. Don't bother coming in tomorrow. We're done with this. I have more than paid off the favor I owed your aunt, and I wasn't excited about being a baker anyway. Now I've burned through more jobs than I care to admit. Gardening was a bust. I could keep the rabbits away, but the plants didn't care. The smith said I was all spark and no bellows, whatever that means. And weaving, just say they had to cut me loose. What are you good at? I can fight, but nobody needs bodyguards. Well, join us as an archer. Like I said, we're going to focus on archers this time. Let's train you up. Yeah, welcome to the bog. God, we have no legacy points either. Let's do one reroll because I don't like any of those. I don't like any of these either. One last reroll. Melee and range attacks apply poison 1. As an action, you can toss a thing. So, 1 poison, 1 speed, or free hide on kills. Let's do the poison, I feel like. Because we do not have the ability to really take advantage of anything else. Okay, so how do I get up there? Looks like here. Ba-ba-da-ba. Another funny thing is, you know, the enemies will send things to attack your towns, and if they wipe out the towns, you lose. But if you're really, really fast, they'll never have a chance to invade because you're just blitzing. You know, skipping everything to immediately get to, you know, the MSQ, which is what I'm doing right now. Like, that's 4 separate tiles right now, I think. Don't... Uh-oh. Something's not right. They really don't see it. And they'll never be able to. Come on, Seta. This place is dangerous for both of us. Okay, that's cool. And there's the MSQ. Let's do it. Overhead, the clouds, ball like string, yield thread to the intricate lineations of the stratospheric lights. Pollen-sweet melodies drift from the swaying foliage. Ephemeral, warm hums fall on the ear like snow. The colors don't ever stay the same. Yes, King DD3. But it's... where are we? All doors go somewhere. This is the other side of the glimmer scene. Terrafract is our word for it. I don't know if the Thrix will call it anything but home. Terrafract, but is it any bit real? Oh, it's real, palpable, flavorful. See, naked of its shell, reality is this soft, pliable thing. Here there are very few hard laws to contain it. That's nicely stated, but I'm not sure I understand your thrust. Alright, so think about... Here winds are born of wondering. Imagining the golden glow of a bitten plum, you might make the stars turn amber and drip out of the night. Every fantasy you have might be constellated around you, articulated, whole, interactive, but always morphing. Weird. I mean, it seems stable to me. I'm holding it still, mostly. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. But, okay, I'm sorry. I'm kind of losing my grasp on things. But in my dream, you were imprisoned and you were afraid. And weren't you? Oh, well, yeah. But then I was able to forge a way out. See, I found I have the power to traverse this world. I was born with that power. The same power you have, Santa! Forgive me for interrupting. I'm absolutely itching to comment. Hello, Czar. He's here too? No, I am but lately arrived. You seem so kind, so resourceful, but to paraphrase a dear friend, seeming as a weapon you wield like a sword, is it not? Wait. Milady, I'm done waiting. My hesitation has only ever brought others pain. How do you know the Mothman? You're acquainted with this cosmic vagrant, this light-lorn lostling? Yeah, he helped us save your sister, actually. Do you know that he's the reason this all happened? The blood leads back to him. I fear that may be true. You, everyone that's been hurt and killed? Call it an accident of fate, little Al. Perhaps someday I'll explain it in full. For now, I may only unmask her. How could you even hope to... An old keepsake. Here, she may obscure her shadow, but the glow of home is ever honest. Look what they have wrought from the girl who was Iluna. Enough! I wrought myself. You should understand what that means. The borrowed moon withers. Her shape returns to normal. Her voice, however, exercises its profound new depth, unfurling words that are heart-glazed, assuring, and powerful. All I wanted, dear Santa, was to ease you towards the truth. But now that you've seen me, please understand, it's for the best. I am no longer Eluna Arkwhite as you knew her, but I've become something greater. Ecthys is my name. Queen of Light! Now bow before me! Or shoot me with an arrow a few times. I mean, that's probably what's about to happen. I believe we would have preferred Eluna. I'm sure you would. You like us frail and ignorant. No, Eluna was anything but frail, that much is obvious. A coward like me knows courage when he sees it. You never knew me. Now you will have a queen. Oh, sorry. You weren't down in that pit with us. I wasn't pulled out. I emerged from the muck. And I did it because I'm different. This world was made too much of the others, but I mastered it. The Thrixel bot brought me to this place, but I made myself its queen. A queen must prove her patience, milady. You are a princess still. You're asking for my intolerance. Better for you if you remove yourself. Yes, she's totally Galadriel. You offer me this willingly. I will admit, my heart has greatly desired this. Please, the Lady Ecthys, Queen Ecthys, if that's what you like. You brought me here. I said it was all some kind of trick. You startled me, baby bear. But why? You're hoping I'll bring you home? No.
I was being so quiet.
You were super quiet. What's up, baby bear?
Well,
What is on your face? What did you do?
well, I was drawing, but I got marker on my face.
So she has a massive marker just like going across her upper lip and then like down her cheek like this. Here, come here. Here. Have you seen it on yourself, baby bear?
No.
You can kind of see on her face. Do you see? Do you see yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
I was going.
You have a mustache.
Yeah.
You are so silly. Why do you have a mustache? Why do you have a mustache?
I already told you.
You defeated me.
Backwards hug.
Backwards hug. I am back alive.
Blech.
No, how are you dead? I heal you. I heal you. Did you just tap me as a zombie? I'm a zombie. I'm a zombie. Is it dinner time?
No.
Okay, good. What are you doing down here?
Well,
Yes.
I want someone to help me draw the dragon.
So I can't help you draw the dragon because I am in the middle of work right now. But later tonight, after dinner, do you want to help draw the dragon? Do you want to do it after dinner? Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me or be destroyed.
Destroy.
Ugh.
Blech.
Did you just die again? You're not allowed to die again. I rinse you with tickles.
No, I killed myself.
No.
Blech.
Ugh. Zombie. We're both zombies.
We're not dog.
That's right. Zombie hugs. Wait, stop. What are you going for?
Dog noodles.
There shouldn't be any zombie noodles there. Although I did. This is actually for you, kiddo. Yeah, scooch.
For who?
This is for you to play with. You can play with it. You can craft with it. Whatever you want. It's yours.
Ugly.
You can unfold it, but you can also be like, wow.
We can both have one.
That's true, because there's another one. Wow. I will defeat you. Defeat.
You can't get my sword.
I will defeat your sword. Oh, you got me. Oh, you are too powerful.
Paper.
Okay.
No. Open it up, Diamond.
Well, I don't know how to.
It can be in the back. Ew.
That's it. Okay, why don't we head upstairs? I need to finish being that one. Okay? Work time.
Work.
You can't do work.
Work.
How dare you work? Apologies for the adorable interruption. Gotta get our daily suicide in. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate you. Where was I? Look, it's not complicated, Santa. This is our time. We are ascended. I mean all of us together. Humanity. You have the gift that was dormant in me. Even this Mothman of yours could join us. I don't mind. It's not important. And yes, the Thrixel destroyed lives searching for me. Too many lives, but I'm here now. I will lead the world into a new epoch. I will fashion you as my first and finest companion. I cannot let that happen. But you must see it. It's already happening. You can buy wings at any costume shop these days. Regardless, it's just a matter of time now. I await the... I have only ever acted late, dear bird. Consider this my apology. She is too powerful for any of us, but I have a few tricks left. One day I'll come through and tell you everything. For now, though... Santa! You alright? Oh, I've got... We have that Mothman one more time, huh? Yeah, by the way, Santa has wings now. Santa's vulnerable. I'm going to focus on keeping them alive. Alright, there it is. Final battle of the mission. Let's see how bad this goes. I'm starting to see some new stuff, too. But it's not upgraded new stuff, too. To answer you in full, Colgrim, if you're even there still, I wouldn't blame you if you're not, I'm probably going to be giving multiple positives to multiple things, because there's a lot of really tight design in this. What's really sad is I'm almost assuredly going to be like, I'm going to recommend this more than XCOM 2, and people are like, but it looks dumb! And it's like, well, I can't argue that, because honestly, I don't really like the visuals of this game. But this is some solid gameplay once you abstract it a little bit. Try to knock out some of that thing's armor, first and foremost. Let's send you over here and prep for when it gets in range. You, I want to scooch south and see if we can't start to do some damage to the stunning thing. You, I want you to scoot south. Yes, scoot south. That's what I said. Dodge. Yep. Okay, that's the opposite of what I want to happen. Oh, that would be great, Colgrim. Get some really tight map design. Actually have a really solid banging story, and this would be legit. But don't let Ventures know. Nobody can know that I'm actually enjoying this game. Sist Firbolten. Oh my god. Okay, oh, absolutely, Bragman. Whoops, that's my fault, I had the wrong person. Okay, that's a double nothing on that. That's really bad. Yeah, no, I freely admit I don't like the aesthetics. We talked about it earlier. I don't like the people, and the terrain is okay. And I don't like the backgrounds. But there's some really solid design in this game. I like how my current quest is to protect Santa. I'm failing at the moment, because holy crap. Okay, let's get rid of this stunning jackass. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, actually, Yura. Because Chaos Gate looked brilliant, right? Great visuals, great presentation. Nice HUD, nice UI. Gameplay kinda stank. Like, the actual game was gutter trash. Okay, that's exaggerating, but I was not happy with that game's gameplay. And now we got this. That's like, well, okay. Stop dodging me, please. Oh my god! What is your dodge? Just... Okay. That's bad. I keep wasting two actions every round on doing nothing because of dodging. Please hit. Oh, thank you, God. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get ahead of this. The melees, as usual, are carrying us. Thank you, King DD3. Those are just ridiculous in this game. Okay. I will admit at the moment, I've kind of started mentally just blanking out the aesthetics. Which I suppose sounds like a bad thing, and it kind of is. Like, I'm barely noticing them at this point. It's just, yep. I meant to keep track of how long that took us to do that one mission. Right there. So that would have been 17 minutes. It took us 17 minutes to do that chapter without sweeping. Can we... Nope. There we go. Let's try to kill this. Yay! Well, that's a good question, Colgrim. Yeah, we should see what kind of speedruns we got for this one. Let's see if we can knock him out of his defensive stance, which we can't. It's frickin' Thrixel. Although, actually, so far, I think the more Thoggy probably have the most potential for being awful of the various enemy types we've fought. Like, Morthagi can have that thing where all of them buff each other when they're next to each other. And some of them have some very mean abilities. Aw. Well, what do they got, Goldrum? Something about a moth. The Luna and the moth, I want to say. There we go. Oh, I have no idea, Trax. I mean, these things are kind of like world-altering dreamers. God damn, this freaking dodge. Die in a fire. But yeah, I think I'll go with the ones that can alter reality by thinking it. 26 minutes. Well, we've already failed at that. So which do I prefer? Arathi Basin, which sucks. Eye of the Storm, which sucks. Or Warsun Gulch, which is technically torture. Of those, like if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably go ahead and go with Arathi Basin. I hate Warsun Gulch, like actually despise. At least in part because I actually got to Knight Commander, I believe, back in Vanilla, back when that was a thing. And Warsun Gulch was pretty much where that happened. Hated that crap. So, we've got a shield. Nobody really used it on, so let's just turn that into salvage. Oh, yes. Shred armor. Double checking, yes. Yeah, the PvP grindfest in Vanilla was absolutely terrible. Let's do... Backslam. I actually rather enjoyed arena-ing in BC. 6 level runners. Trihexia, no! Their bones might lie here forever. Unless... Everyone, gather close! But Santa's voice goes clear and calm. The wings on their back flutter. And then fly open! They're swathed in twilight. Thrixel male and certainly unable to perceive them. Under the cloak of Santa's new magic, they vanish. Pursuing Thrixel fan out to find them, but the company dodges detection amongst trunks in evening fog. They get little sleep, day and night. Coming home to Boarplot, safe and exhausted. What did you do? Hey there, bad time, I'm sorry. You know your wings shine in the fire? What? I don't care. It's coming to say you can sleep here tonight. Your room, your bed. Might not feel safe to you, right? It'll be like old times. Kind of you. What's... Oh. Said he was responsible for everything. Somehow I don't get it. He appeared that morning, told us where to wait. We were close, but we would have been out of reach. Planted some kind of beacon to guide us. Said he was off to make sure you wouldn't be late. I let everyone down. But you have moth wings now! If this is some kind of queen of the Trixel, are we in more or less trouble? Does she want us dead? What does she want? Walk with me. Mom warned us, right? The most dangerous people we'd meet were the ones who had nothing to lose. Aluna and the Mothman, they're beings of a similar order now. Closer to each other, I think, than we are to either of them. But they're different in this respect. He's afraid, and she's not. I don't think she has any reason for fear. Dun dun dun! She's unattached, in a way maybe unfinished, and I think she sees us all that way. I just wish I'd been able to listen a little longer. Her voice is... You know what Mom say? No sky's ever improved by picking at the stars. And then she'd send you to bed. Yeah, she said the same thing to you when your pimples were bad. Yeah. But if Exodus is Thrixel now for good and all, there's only one way we've seen it end, right? It's time to kill them all. 6 years pass. J. Palmer does nothing. Santa has fallen in love with the Smith's son. Trihexia has a merry band of underlings who share his appreciation for sparkly things. and they march off to loot castles. Simple Gamer went back to the place he grew up and was tempted by old acquaintances, but in the end didn't linger. King DD3 tried to kill a stag, and then didn't. Yeah, apparently Trihexia has a horde. Can we get some better weapons? We really can't. God, we can't afford anything. Let's get a new bow. And that's it. Like, that's what we can afford. God, this is just weird. Having so little ability. Okay, science. We can upgrade. We can get tier 1 armor or tier 2 DPS armor. So let's do that. There we go. Can I do the other one? Nope. Okay. Shadows deepen. Can't you just explain? You're this great and powerful mystic, not even that much older than me. Why are they complaining? Early hill climbs aren't mystical. It sucks. Get the glow. What do you think, Santa? Is it something? I think it's him. The Mothman? Would he advertise his position like that? Plainly out in the day? It's not his style. See you around, J. Palmer. Sure, but why do people burn flag leaf? Get it over their heads. Okay. Oh, alright. We gotta see it. We're tied to the ox. Good or bad, we have to go. Yeah, so I've decided I have to help him. This Mothman, his intervention's what led to my rescue, right? Let me go. I've been training for this. I owe it. I do like the idea of coming to his rescue for once. Should we wear hats? I could find us hats. Hey, did you hear me? We did, yes. You don't want to go out there. We bleed out there. We face nightmares. She's ready. She's experienced things that might have broken any of us. She survived and made herself strong. Do you not trust me? Well, I understand. You're fighting who used to be my sister, but we've grown up in a different world than you. You fought the battles, but we all suffered. I'll tell you, when we were down there, it felt inevitable. One by one, our doom would devour us and turn us into monsters. But my memory of that time is blurred. I remember the hideous blue light, the hidden purple door, the smell of rotten leaves, and my sister's voice. I'm not afraid to invoke her name, Illuna! She promised I'd make it home again, and thanks to you, I am here. Fine, we'll bring you. Okay. Time to save the Mothman, who is... where? Ah, there he is. Let's go ahead and grab him to save. And let's immediately beeline the MSQ and ignore everything else. Dun, 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 dun. And... sure. Let's have you do that. Married with Children is an unusual show in that it's not very funny, and it's not very well written, and it has low production values, but it was weirdly well acted. Pretty much every actor involved in that show was someone who was legit, and has done good stuff both before and since. Oh yeah, look at all those attack spots. Third Rock from the Sun? I never liked Third Rock from the Sun. It's not my thing. Okay. Feels like we're close, but we're a few days off. The Mothman's mark flashes a soft silver in canyon light. He was here, and either he moved on or something came and took him. Okay. Now where? Oh, right next to it. Okay. Well, since we're literally right here. Okay. Onwards. I don't know. I've never been into that style of show. Not really. As I've said before, the term sitcom is usually used as an insult word, especially in the industry. The signal appears to be lowering as they come near, but it's not completely gone. Movement under us. Sand to the ground feels like it's full of bees. A low buzz fills the stones. His harrowed face verges on unfamiliar. His clothes shabby and limp. He's gone. Is he running from us? Or from that? Dun dun dun! I mean, obviously in reality land, sitcom is not a bad word. But I point that out because a whole lot of sitcoms suck. Especially the ones that go on too long. Let's do Battle Dance. That's really good. That's a lot of enemies. Holy crap. We could defeat all the enemies or escape. Why don't we pop a save? No reason. Yeah, Brooklyn 99, I actually can say is one of the good ones. How do you know a show's gone on for too long? Do you know where the term jumping the shark actually comes from? Like the origination of that phrase. That's when you've gone on for too long. When you have metaphorically or literally jumped the shark, your show has gone on for too long. You want to hear something funny, Mr. Rudd? I won't say who, but someone flat out told me that they were thinking about getting into RPing in WoW. I decided not to because of you. Because of the stories you've shared about what it was like. Who knows, Triaxia? Who knows? There are a lot of these things. No, not too... Okay, okay. Oh, man, I should totally RP in FF14. Make me some bank. Gotta get paid by pretending to be a woman. What is this, the 90s? So far, our archers are kind of doing their job of carrying us. So I'll take it. I mean, I believed it, but you know me, I like to try stuff out for myself, Colgan. Speaking of which, let's focus fire a little bit and get some defense procs going on here. Or we could get a crit. That's cool. I like critting. Well, thanks for stunning me for 4 rounds. I mean, so, I don't know if you've ever seen me stream a game called Final Fantasy V, Colgrim. But FF5 is unique in the fact that it's one of the most well-designed, balanced, like every build is viable games I've ever played completely by accident. Like everything I have read and researched on that game indicates that they did not intend that to be as extremely well-designed as it was. And yet it is. Let's scooch back a step. I mean, I'll take it. FF5 is a great game. Well, they were playing around with FF5 a lot. Just trying anything that came to mind. Pretty much the exact same format they used when they made Mario Wonder, for example. If you have an idea, share it and we'll try it. And so they just polled the entire office for ideas. So, a lot of the jobs, a lot of the abilities that jobs get, a lot of the boss design, a lot of the treasure design, all that comes from people just being like, you know, it'd be cool. Having said that, this was a a veteran development team in their prime, so it's not like it's completely luck based. Let's get rid of that stasis. Get rid of that stasis. And it's Santa Claus over here. Good evening, Uthor. Wow, vanilla sucks. Carry on. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. I actually thought of something funny. So, the WoW Chronicle book comes out in July. There is a non-zero chance I will have moved by then. So I'm actually not going to pre-order it because I'm not sure where I'll be living in July. Because I was going to go and finally pre-order the darn thing. I mean, that was always the goal, Colgrim. So, yeah. That's funny, Yura. You want to hear something funny, Huthor? So, Pax and I have been doing runs to get all the new Warlock cosmetics, right? Now, some of those are guaranteed drops, but several of them aren't. And in some cases, Pax has been farming those for literally over a week. So I hop on and we go and I get a first drop. And then we go and kill the next boss and I get a first drop. 3 times. 3 separate times a rare drop happened. First drop. Because I was present. Let's make some very basic ranks here. Oh, quite likely, Uthor. We're very, very close to the end of the MSQ. We've only been hesitating because my sister and a friend of mine started playing WoW. And so we're kind of waiting on them. So. I do kind of like having our melees be more mobile. I might think about that in future campaigns. I've also been doing a thing, although I stopped because time walking ended. But while time walking is up, I was using the time walking dungeons as a way to try out specs and builds and get a feel and vibe for a lot of the classes and where they're at right now. Can I just say near universal positive and thumbs up? Like, the class design is probably the best it's ever been, with the sole possible exception of Legion. Which MMO is best designed for co-op? I mean, WoW. That's just... But the reason I hesitate on that a little bit is because Guild Wars 2 is kind of unique in that respect. Because Guild Wars 2 isn't, like, anti-co-op by any measure. Guild Wars 2 is more like you're part of the crowd. A friend of mine once called it ships passing in the night co-op. And some, not all, of the MSQ in Guild Wars 2 is very well designed around the idea of doing it with a friend, which is awesome. That varies in quality based on the individual mission. But whenever it really lets you flex with that, that's cool. But yeah, WoW and Guild Wars 2 are the big co-op ones. After that, honestly, Tor. After that, STO. After that, Lotro. After that, every other game MMO in the universe, and then a dead last is FF14. Alright, plus warding. Let's give that to Trihexia. ESO co-op was pretty decent. you think the Mothman ran away from me? I've never met him. Because huge stitches? I'd say the likeliest reason the game we just got rid of hunters. Hey guys, over here, there's kind of a campsite. Yeah, no, I really liked the blue quests. Certainly better than the bronze quests. Like, the bronze quests were fine, but kind of irritating, but I love the blue quests. And the black quest, which was part of the MSQ, was legit too. You notice the only flight that didn't really get a quest chain in Dragonflight was red. Everyone else got one. He left a map. Just to realize he couldn't keep drawing all that attention. Smart of him, huh? Doubt Thrixel would have thought to dig. I mean, it's so ordinary. The problem with ESO is... It's true, Hathor. The problem with ESO is... I don't know if I can point to one problem with ESO. That's why I just stalled there. As I've mentioned, me and my friend went through one of the campaigns in vanilla, and we just kind of were like, well, that was dumb. And we kind of noped out. We're going to go back to it at some point. We do actually want to keep going back through ESO at some point and start getting into the actual expansion content. But the whole experience of going through that vanilla just was not engaging on either axis, and that's the problem with ESO. Oh, you know I did, Uthor. Wait, seriously? I have another quest? I just finished... Okay. Well, I will say, having already done most of Vardenfell, it is noticeably better than vanilla in both axes. Even just the dungeon design's better. What's wrong with my glasses? What's going on here? The Theramore quest. I mean, all the blue quests were legit, every single one of them. See, what's really funny, Colgrim, I've been clamoring for a co-op Elder Scrolls game since Morrowind. That was a while ago, if you're not familiar with it. And ESO has admittedly been scratching that itch, and I think that's probably why I've been enjoying it. But it is interesting that instead of giving us a co-op, BRPG, we got ESO and we got Fallout 76. Anyways. So let's do it. Let's save the Mothman. Final battle. Okay, so the Thrixel are now going in to kill the Mothman. Does this count as storming the castle? Yes. That is a lot of enemies. Oh my god, I literally can't see all the enemies on one page. And the objective is to kill all enemies. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on. I've been saving this for a special occasion, and this probably doesn't qualify, but you know what? Let's get a little more pumped. Okay. Let's pop a tree. It won't let me do it. Okay. Can I infuse? I can. Let's infuse over there. And steal fire onto this. I'm going to have my melees focus on the top. Where's my ranged? We need to get rid of that debuffer. So let's move you here. Try and get the debuffer down. Let's try to get the debuffer down. Okay, debuffer's down. Let's have the melee gamble a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna both melee gamble, I think. No, I changed it. I take that back. We're gonna have you try to get rid of the thrust. Now we wait. Okay. I'm gonna have you just straight up melee attack this guy. Thank you. He's having a decent weapon. Go ahead and remove stasis. And then defend. I'm gonna have you defend as well. I just don't like anything about it, Yura. I mean, first of all, it's one cohesive controller, so that's already a problem. I don't like the D-pad, and I also don't care for just the way it sits in my hands. That's it. Like, all that sounds bad. It's a perfectly fine controller. It's just, why bother using that when I have something that's better in every way? You know what I mean? Let's try to kill... Like, I've heard a lot of people praise the Pro Controller for good reason. It's a damn good controller. It's just not for me. What do you mean, Huthor? I think I know what you mean, but I'd rather you just explain. And then I can tell you how much I disagree with you, and that you're literally Hitler, which is funny, because you're British. Alright, I'm gonna focus on that Dweaver, I think. So let's scooch up here. I knew it, Colgrim! It makes so much sense. Hello, Pastor of Muppets. Did you know Hitler was British and is named Huthor? Damn. But... I'll take the AoE swing, because he's got that one talent we got earlier. Let's reposition. Seriously, Colgrim? Is that a real thing? Group up, and we're going to start targeting the Seeker. Wait and see what happens. Oh, never mind. Can I? Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and throw a stone at that Seeker. And be blocked! God, I hate these things. Block chance. I knew it, Huthor! That sounds awesome, Desperado Joe. I got some Mega Man stuff myself, as you can see. Which I'm rather pleased with. Here, hang on, real quick. Check it out. I'm actually rather proud of this one. I designed it myself. There's the other side of it over there. I'll do something a little more permanent with it later. I was just trying to figure out where to put it. Let me think. Let's just throw a stone. Oh, absolutely, Huthor. I agree with that. That's what I thought. I agree completely. I'm really hugely in favor of the follower dungeon. But only in the sense that it will eventually be a good system. Because it kind of isn't right now. It's a really great framework for a system. Oh my god, it could be so good if they keep iterating on it, you know? We'll see. Okay, so... That guy, that bard right there is irritating, but I'm not going to let myself get baited by that. Because the unresting one is the real problem here. Poison, but the poison wasn't quite enough, unfortunately. No, Magister. It's available for normal difficulty, but it's still just normal difficulty. Okay, so you scooch up here and remove stasis. I want you to kill that. You. Oh no, I noticed, Uthor. They are being hyper conservative. It's honestly kind of weird. Okay, so since she has the double string, we'll go ahead and do that. Get rid of the stunner. Move you up there, put you in defensive stance. I'm going to have you scooch forward and link up with him to give him more defense. And then let's get the thrusts down and roll some dice. And I'm going to actually move you up here, even though you can't actually attack this round, just because I really want that defensive loop. Oh man, our boss music even ran out. Well, that sucks. Yeah, actually, hang on. You got it, Yura. Let me get you some gangster rap, because that's definitely a thing I have access to and would not get copywronged into oblivion for playing. So let's melee. And then let's melee some more. See, what's funny, Huthor, and I know you don't know or even care about this, but I've been clamoring for a hero system in WoW since vanilla. And if you're wondering how I could even conceive of such a thing back then, I've played Guild Wars 1. So, yeah, I've been in favor of that for over a decade at this point. To see them finally leaning into that is very satisfying. It's extremely limited, but man, it's something. What's really funny is, if you know me, you know I've been excited about this twice before. Once in Pandaria, and once in BFA. In Pandaria, it was specifically for the Legendary Cloak mission, which actually had this same system in place just for a couple of individual quests. In BFA, it was the Expeditions, which was really pushing what they could do with the scripting of the AI, for lack of a better way to put that. So let's see if we can kill you. Please die. Thank you. Okay, now let's keep moving as a group. Don't get grouped up. Keep that defensive bonus going. Let's clear our flank. Move his units, move his units. See, my biggest, most hopeful thing, which will never happen. They will never do this. But my biggest pie-in-the-sky wish list, if they would ever do it for the WoW system, is to tie the warband into it. Allow us to make our alts our own followers. And it keeps track of their gear and their build, and maybe change up their tactics a little bit. So you could level up and set up your Fire Mage and your Demo Warlock and your Fury Warrior, and then your Resto Shaman, and then you tank on your Paladin. And that sounds extremely awesome. And not just for the general cool factor or the fun or anything, but there's something WoW has suffered from for a very long time. And has only actually managed to nail once. See, lots of the classes are fun in WoW. And most of the classes are worth playing and interesting and generally engaging, right? But the problem is there's not really a lot of reason to bother. to play another class. There's not really a lot of mechanisms in the game other than just playing through parts of the game again. Now, that's fine in its own right, and enjoyable in its own right, but it's nice when you have an actual reason to level everything. Some of you already know what I'm about to say, because WoW did manage that once in Legion. Because of the artifact halls, and because of the different quest chains, and the mounts, and just all the cool stuff from each class, it was worth leveling and maxing each class. Legion is the only expansion where I actually maxed every single class, and did all of their class halls, and did all their mount chains, and all the other fun stuff, because it was fun, it was interesting, it was worth doing. Now, allowing us to turn our alts into parts of our warband isn't a perfect equivalent of the Legion order halls, but it is still an alt motivator, right? It is still something to give us a reason to bother with those alts, to get them geared, and to set up their builds. Let's just try stabbing. Just for fun. Cool. So that didn't do anything. Interesting. But dead. As it should be. Okay. I hate to do this, but I'd rather take an extra round than leave something at my flank. Or we're done. Cool. That was a hell of a mission. Oh God. We'll give that to you. And hang on, so we're about to do a transitionary thing here. Where's my playlists? There they are. Okay, there's a door up here. Still on alert. You okay? There's a chasm. Strangely pristine door. Bit cleaner and sturdier than everything else. Wow. Flimsy security measure? It's weird. It's like I can sense him. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Luthor. For all of the praise I give Legion, Legion had several suckitudes at launch. It was with patches that Legion became, in my opinion, the best WoW expansion. You need to quack quite so loudly, Duckley. Before you start lecturing me, you're beat to shreds. Your delicacy is appreciated. Here, use the shade gathered in your wings. Shroud us from her so we may move safely on. By her he means X this? Is she watching us? I think so. The signatures of all uncautious life are exposed to her inner eye. She can dream of us, may be a better way to express it. Okay, you want me to hide us? Your element is obscurity. Every powdery panel on your back drinks in the shadows you walk under. Use your wings. Ask them what they are for, and they will answer with instinct. What? Yeah, Legion also introduced Mythic Plus, which was another good thing for Legion, in my opinion. Although, let us not put too much praise on that, because Warlords gets a lot of flack, despite being something that has added a tremendous amount of great quality of life and gameplay features to WoW. That's something I'll always say. I know a lot of people crapped on Warlords. To be completely blunt, with the advantage of hindsight, I think Warlords was completely the right call. Unintentionally, admittedly, but it was the right call. Yeah, no, Huthor's absolutely right. Warlords kind of sucked as an expansion, but they did so much under the hood during Warlords. And because it was so hindered, they could do so much with Legion, and they did. Okay. Yes, next time, show a little more restraint. You'll exhaust yourself throwing quilts over castles like that. Wish I'd respected this power a little more. Power deserves nothing from us but caution. We are claimed by whatever we crown. Something in your voice, Hawkman, tells me all I need to know. Under your undercloak and while our fortunes hold, let us be away. You led us on a wide-ranging chase. Why not come to us or hide your presence from them entirely? Questions, yes. Don't fall down here. Would you believe I have been so deeply fatigued I could scarcely assemble any clear idea of where I was or how to find you? 6 years I have fled, a moth in a forge. Unable to land long, stumbling and fitting away from heat and hammers. A regular rabbit might have run himself raw, but no, I am cleverer and more winged than that. I stayed only as far from her grasp as was necessary. And then, wandering terrafract, I at last found one unguarded glimmer scene. One gap was all I needed. Slipped through, but summoned no better inspiration than to send up a flare and hope my bird swooped in. So you were hunted and left us assurances of identity. Summer house from long ago. That's where I thought to go next. Some places stay fixed in the mind. I knew I would not have long. I knew I would not have long there before they followed. From what you told me, you were quite close as well. I'm sorry. I was fighting senselessness. Good night, 040. You changed your strategy. You know where we're going to be next. Indeed, I left you a map and I went home. It was prettier than when I was a child, gallivanting through corridors, climbing columns and bookcases, and sneaking into small spaces to read. Memories still pull me there. Dreams. Home is the naturalist place to end up. Yes, I'm a prince. It was a long time ago. A long, buried time. My advice to you, dear birds. Do not outlive all you have loved. Your idle talons will turn to mischief, and your mischief will damage those with something still to treasure. In any case, I do not merely seek asylum, but I'm also here to give warning. Our Ichthys Yordir Elena will ruin this world if she's not stopped. The delicate caveat is stopping her may be impossible. Her powers are beyond mine, and her body is beyond death. Can I ask, maybe just talk it out, make peace with her? My memory of her is that she didn't intend harm. I honestly didn't even fully understand what she did intend. Perhaps an appeal would work, but I strongly urge you to have a second plan. You will not face her twice. One having to give an understand of her aim, she intends to remake the animal, the human animal, in the image of herself. You were the first to try. She will evoke a great change in the blood of all our kind, across this and all yonderings. Also, how do you presume to know? Sorry, we're supposed to believe you told her plan? Oh, she told me a plan. She's a thoughtful one, and she tried to make me see. We both contain immensities, and smallnesses, and hypocrisies. Some more than others, yes, but they're things we would have never comprehended left alone. Tell me, it's not your story as well. I only ever saw flaws, weaknesses in myself. Now I know those were doors waiting to be unlocked. You shouldn't be fighting me, you should be at my side, helping it happen. You certainly have no obligation to credit my story. Her goals sound sort of benevolent, though, don't they? In her future, it is the gifted ones like her, like Santa, and perhaps the mythics and potential mythics that inherit the world. Everyone else will fade into poor, violent sorrowers like those you have been forced to put down. That divide does not make her happy, but it will not make her stop. I'm sorry, I'm still quite exhausted. Big, gloomy hole is what I need. No protection will keep her off us forever. I thank you for sheltering me, and if I must go to draw her ire off your necks, I will blithely go. If you intend to fight her, you will have my aid. Good night. I will fight her. Seems different as described. He's certainly changed, no longer the feckless thing he seemed. Nothing can kill her. Nothing can keep her at bay. I've never felt like this before. Oh. Spring has passed. Aw. Who could say how many days, more days? Wow, that's the shortest one yet. Alright, can we get a better weapon on people? A King DD3. Well, I can get a spear. Spears are nice. Nope, I cannot actually get it. Oh, no, I can. I can get a proper spear. Let's do it. You're so resource dry. This is funny. That's probably as good as that's getting at the moment. Yep, that's as good as that's getting. Okay. How early were you up? I never went to bed. I overslept. I do not require sleep. Really, Huthor? No, I did not hear that. I haven't really been poking at the Seasons of Discovery for extremely obvious reasons. Even if I had interest, which I'm not sure if I do, I absolutely do not have time. The binding words were wrung from our throats, our lungs were leached of air. When... Alright, when Asgermon shook me, my fearing eyelids lifted, she was smiling, and the thing was done. Blasted into the founding stone, the runic script of our entwined souls. Smoky words that would elude even the most dream-fluent and wishing-wise, and any who did not share my blood or my wife's, so the seal was made sure. Thereafter a tower we did raise, from our tower of locks. From within no being could go without, and from without no being within, save when, by our will, the door were unbarred. So, the married couple from Kjor crafted a legend-worthy spell. It meant they could decide who enters or leaves, but... I think Traxie and them are thinking we find the place and trap back this inside? Accepted history has it that the ancient Kjorans engaged in a centuries-long struggle with Thrixol. Most theorize it's what ended the Kjoran civilization. We learned such things growing up, though Thrixol was only a monster from rhymes. That's our plan, lock her up in a fancy magic prison. Being honest, it's a long, almost target-blind shot, but time ebbs and I doubt we can protect our presence if we stay here. Problem is we don't know where it is, or if it works, or how we open it, or how we coax her inside, or if it even exists in the first place. What I know is we stand no chance of winning a direct duel. I also know that Kjoran records are lauded for their accuracy. But when this story struck my ear, I couldn't help but feeling it had a ring of truth, and the familiarity of a well-trod tale forgotten. I believe it is out there, the Tower of Locks, and my beliefs are as good as your certainties, little birds. It's quite a claim. I am quite a Mothman. Uh-oh. Alright, let's tie ourselves to kites to fly faster. Whee! Chapter 5. Run! You know what's really funny? I think at this point we are so underleveled and so undergeared that if we tried to sweep, we'd probably fail at it. Like, we're probably at the stage where we're kind of locked into running. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain games where you've run so far, if you stop at any point, you're dead. So, keep running. We're staying just ahead of the curve. The problem is, I don't even have a quest objective on the map. So it's somewhere in the world. That's not good. So we're going to save for no reason. Okay, let's do this one. No. We're gonna keep not doing things. God, look at the world state. The whole overworld is just completely screwed. Just enemies absolutely everywhere. Almost the entire world is infested. And there's our first incursion, and we are not going to stop it. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, well, that was not the answer. It was nowhere over here. Let's try up here. Yep, they're invading Boarplot, which is about to be run over. Nope. And there's Boarplot. It's about to die. If Huthor's still here, he could probably give a better explanation for what Seasons of Discoveries than I could. We just spend days and days letting the town get pillaged. Weeks at this point. Okay, Boarplot is destroyed. Cool. Yep, there's the next incursion. So there's now 2 incursions happening at the same time. Very cool. Oh my god, where is this stupid thing? Do I have to scout every spot on the map? Like, is that what is required here? Okay, yeah, I've seen this one. Cool. Next. I haven't actually seen it yet, no, Euro. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure we know what WoW Classic means, Uthor. Where the hell is this thing? Well, let's keep scouting. Let's get a little bit quicker than this. There's a 3rd incursion now. Get out of the way. There we go. Get out of the way! God damn it, game. Yeah, no, it's not WoW Classic. That's not the answer to the question. That's why I was hoping Huthor would answer it with more detail than I. Do you ever play Diablo 3 Seasons, Rigman? Oh my god. Okay, so that's half the map explored, and it's not there. Okay. Hold on. We're going to change our strategy slightly here. Yeah, I've heard Shaman Tank is pretty good right now. Well, we just got ambushed, so that's cool. Can I, like, retreat? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, can I literally run? Good. Run! Seasons of Discovery, by the way, feels a lot to me like another we're trying stuff out thing. Okay, so. We're going to spread out this time. While the entire world is being destroyed around us, and we're completely ignoring it. God damn it. Run! Yeah, I was going to say, what the hell does Classic Plus mean? Yeah, I saw that the level cap was 25, which was the only thing that made me want to try it, by the way. But even getting level 25 is way too much of an endeavor for me to invest time into it right now. Especially since, again, I don't really have time in my life. I will say, it does sound a lot like they're doing something that I've been arguing that WoW and every MMO should do since at least BC. Like, on the one hand, I should be happy that people are finally doing things I've suggested for literal years, but on the other hand, it feels vaguely irritating, you know? Like, oh, now you're gonna listen to me. God damn it. Sorry, rant off. Never rant. Or no, my God. Sorry. Don't care. Okay, I do like that quote. You realize if you're right, it means you get nothing. But if I'm wrong, I lose nothing. You truly do understand gambling. Yep. Okay, hang on. Where is this goddamn thing? See, it's funny, I was thinking that same direction, Huthor. Gnomergon's an interesting pick because it means you can't really CC your way through it. It's nice. Go! God damn. Oh my god. I hate everything. I don't want to fight anything. I just want to find the place where I'm supposed to go. Why is this a thing that's happening? Oh god. Yeah, I'm really, 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 really sick of multiverses and multi-dimension things, and I'll admit when I was doing the bronze quests, my eyes rolled so hard they actually popped out of my head and I had to flail around trying to find them. That was unpleasant. What are you doing, J. Palmer? Other than nothing. It's nice. I don't care. And I guess there we go. Asmerloth is amazing. In fact, Pax sent me a picture today of Finduin who is the High Tide King. I don't really have anything to add to that. Oh my god, Colburn, I'm never going to get on with this. Go! Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that the town's destroyed. Can we get on with this, please? Okay, where was that? There, you. Don't care. Keep destroying the universe. I don't care. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Don't care. Destroy the universe. Don't care. Look at this. I think every tile on the map is infested right now. Nope, I'm wrong. There is one that is not. One. That is... Look at all the enemies on the right side of the screen, by the way. Look at this. Look at all this nonsense. Oh my god, please stop ambushing me. Run, J. Palmer. I've heard a lot of positive, or wrong way, Chris. I've heard a lot of people reacting positively to Seasons of Discovery. And since it was already a test bid, yeah, we can pretty well guess where that's going. And you were wrong, Ross. You were wrong. Sorry. I know you don't really care about this game, but I want you to look at the state of the map right now. Every single one of those tiles has an enemy infestation on it, and we currently have 4 active incursions, and all this stuff on the right side of the screen is all enemy forces. So, that's cool. Oh. We still haven't found this thing. This is insanity. This is actual insanity. Yeah, no, that's exactly what's happening right now, Colin. The entire world's on fire, and I'm sitting there like, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's cool. Not see any issues here. Yeah, we're a couple of campaigns past that now. No. There you go. Yep. Please find this goddamn thing. Alright. Hold on. So, anyways. So we know it's nowhere on this part of the map. So let's see if we can find this stupid thing, shall we? Yeah, we're just trying to find this stupid MacGuffin. And it's being dumb, so... There we go. So go, my minions! Find stuff before the entire world goes to hell. What's it play for, Ross? Nothing there. This is the whole map, yes. Whoops. Ah, that's fine. Oh, of course we still get ambushed. Okay. And listen, we all know the Naro are extremely evil, right? To quote Star Trek V, "Yep, God is evil and we left behind our phaser." I mean, this is going to be a net positive game, Golden. I cannot imagine the last 2 campaigns would be so bad as to completely tank this one. Have you seen Star Trek V, Mr. Red? I forget where you're at in your Star Trek ventures. You suck. Okay. Damn it, Mr. Red. Focus. You've just gotten to the good Trek, and you're like, you know what? Now that I've gotten to good Trek, I'm kind of good with no longer watching it. I'm just saying. You literally chose to stop right when Trek gets good. Wait, is that it? Nope. Oh, wait, that is... We found it. We found it. Okay, it's there. It is... Alright, now hang on. Let's see if it's there. Now. Right here. This one. Send the whole party this time. I don't know much about it either, Pastor Muppets, although my friends keep asking when I'm going to finally get around to playing it. Okay, it is still there. Yay! And then we get ambushed. God damn it. Another interesting gameplay balancing point. These ambushes, if you kill them, you gain experience. If you don't kill them, you gain nothing. Whether you kill them or not, the enemy draws a card and gets stronger. You're still allowed to flee. You don't have to kill them. But if you don't kill them, you are at a, a net or a gross detriment, excuse me. Yeah, I don't care. Come here. Okay. So... that looks like, yeah. Thrixel, they remain milling in and out, awaiting our arrival, it would seem. Going to assume that's not a seasonal decoration. Does Exthus know our plan? Anything is possible, but lest we lose all hope, better we do not overcredit her. Likely she makes some effort to read the movements of things we come into contact with and positions her pieces accordingly. You can only hope to see it when it rains. You watch where the water won't hit, see by displacement. Fine example. I'll try to think of tracking the obsidian owl across the night sky with no moon. You watch the stars blacken and rekindle. So I believe it must be her hoping to spot us under our shroud. The more we drag the rug, bump the furniture, the more visible we become. God damn it, Hakar. I have to assume that warming up there is the lore keeper. We punish his murderers, see if we can put his life's work to any use. Okay. That is a lot of enemies. Kill all. You know, not every mission has to be a kill all. This is not StarCraft. Let's let them come to us. Okay, that's it. I knew it, Mr. Red. But what does God need with a starship? That film. You should watch Star Trek V. It is hilariously terrible. You should not watch Star Trek 9 or 10. They are terrible. Star Trek V is one step away from parody. The only thing that doesn't make it parody is it was not intended to be parody. But let's be clear, it kind of is. So let's start moving north. Let's sweep north first. Yeah, let's switch playlists for a second here. Do I have any good boss music? Star Trek V is, in fact, a movie. Is it good at being a parody? That is, honestly, kind of up to you. Kind of like Galaxy Quest. You know, imagine Galaxy Quest without any of the fun, or good acting, or good direction, or good dialogue, or good anything, and you've got Star Trek V. Good effect. Yeah, even the special effects of Star Trek V look like trash, because they're actually done by a different studio than all the other movies were. A little over 60% of the way through Star Trek V, we find out what the main plot is about. That probably doesn't sound as terrible as it is, but let me just make it very clear. The pacing in the film is terrible. Give me 1 sec, Uthor. Let me debate how I want to line up my defensive line. There's actually several Star Trek films which are, let's call it what they are, episodes instead of films. Whether that's good or bad is a little more a matter of opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and go into defense mode. Let's pull back a little bit. Start doing damage to the things we know we can hit. Alright, that guy's gone. I want you to scooch forward 1, and then I want you see if you can poison him. Nope. Okay, I didn't think so. So, I'm in charge of the next phase of Discovery after 40. What do I revolve the theme of the phase around? What level cap do I set next? 45. Let's start with that. Nice and low. Nothing too fancy and nothing too far. Kobolds. I can elaborate on that, but I feel like I don't even have to. Just kobolds. Good night, Colgrim. Get some sleep, or else. I would also probably center several thematic things around the idea of having light or not having light. But hang on, not having light isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, say, maybe having light increases your health regen and armor, but also lowers your damage output and vice versa if you don't have light. That is an extremely dumb, basic idea right off the top of my head, but I think you get the concept. Just really lean into the having light, not having light idea. We're gonna leave them and just gotta go do this. Because, screw them. You don't have to give up the candle. You can hold on to it if you want to. This guy first. Let's go ahead and scooch up and get rid of him if we can. At least we have spears on everybody. Spears for the win. Okay. Where the hell's the rest of the enemies? Let's reconnoiter. Let's get down here. Anything in there? You could also, if you wanted to, focus on being a tank with very, very little candle. You might think, why? Well, but think about the threat generation you'll have on that. Like, that's your main tank, right? The one whose job it is to grab and hold while the DPS are lining into it. The off tank, the one whose job it is to just sit there and hold the mob, that's the one who wants as much light as possible. And yeah, rogue tanks are just super shredders. Yeah, what's a candle? You asked, is Star Trek 1 a net positive? I, of course, have not reviewed the Star Trek films yet. Knock on wood, that is something I want to do someday. So I don't know. But I will say that for everything that Star Trek 1 does bad, and it does quite a few things bad, it also does several things right. So... Listen, Mr. Red. You're in Elysium now. What's the issue? Okay. Open door. Hey! Die. Everything dies. Heh. That sounds amusing, Uthor. Whoops. What song is this? Oh, Dissidia. No. See, I don't see the problem here, Magister. The kobolds are already a threat. They're gonna take our candles. See, I'm kind of used to that, though, Huthor. Because I played in Wrath, where we would pull with a rogue. That was actually really funny, because I don't know if you remember this, but there was a patch in Wrath, which was the acclamation patch for Kata. And one of the things they changed was how that aggro transitioning thing worked. So we were doing Ice Crown, and I was like, alright, I got this, and then immediately I would lose aggro to the rogue, and it happened like 3 times in a row, and the whole time they're like, Lore, are you there? I was angry, because I knew immediately what was happening. I told him to stop doing it, and nobody was listening to me. So, guys, quit doing the rogue pull, it's not working. He did the rogue pull. Stop doing the rogue pull! Does the rogue pull again. God damn it! And then after, like, the second wipe on Sindragosa, I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna fight this anymore if you won't just friggin' listen to me. About what? You're giving me the wrong aggro. Read the patch notes. Huh? Sorry, rant off. Read the patch notes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna plant a tree indoors. Yeah, because I can. I'm gonna explode it. Also indoors. I can do that too. Yeah, that's about right, Uthor. Oh my god. Let's give that to Santa Claus. Ooh. Let's go with piercing, actually. Although, well, yeah, let's go with that. We'll risk. Alright, we're clean. I'll do one more sweep as far as the creek we saw and then to the mountain's base. Perhaps the bones of the lore keeper are pulled down and gently interred. Finding shelves and rows manageable, they settle for a hurried search. Their earlier hopes for insight are not entirely dead. Where's the Mothman gone to? Steers take him to a shadowy cellar. Make light if you like. I promise not to hurl myself into it. What are you doing down here? Others are going through the library. I am pursuing the volumes no one else can, namely those contained beneath this flashy hat. You mean you're thinking in the dark? But less charmingly, yes. What's really funny, Magister, is they've changed how threat works under the hood several times in WoW's history. And keeping up with that has been a thing for me for all of WoW's history, because I've been a career tank for over a decade. It can be a little frustrating, no offense, when other people don't know how it works, and they're just like, wee, and I'm like, wait! Of course, I also have terrible nightmares of the wait for 5 Sunders era. For 2 reasons, too. Have you found something, or did you compose a funny song you'd like me to listen to? Maybe you never meant to tell us, but I'm not really okay with that. You once told me you were responsible. Well, an accident. For all the troubles we're in, and Luna seems to blame you. And you want to know why. You wish to hear about the beginning. Unless you're afraid to talk about it, unless you did something that'll make us hate you. There's time for the quick version. You will have to fathom a far younger Yondering. Dramatic pause as I find a song for this scene. We'll go with... No. No. Here we go. How long ago do you mean? How old are you? Old enough that your great-grandparents never heard of my family. And they would have had they been born in the right area. My father got called a king by the Overfont. Really, he was a leader of a militia. He began that way, raising defenses against predations of the Winged Empress. Thrixel. No, back then it was Draven. Organized and full of conquerlust. They reduced towns to ash, took flocks, crops, all they wanted. An ugly time, but not impossible for stout warriors to stand against. On the twinned might of my father's blade and his bland, gruff goodness, my family rose to wealth and prominence. Such things were possible then. I was born amidst a bounty of books, was taught to sew, given beautiful, brilliant examples to follow. My parents both wished for peace for me. But legends roved the roads, walkers of myth who painted the hills and protected the meek. They moved in number and skill hitherto unmatched. I was simply a boy resembling my mother, yet I wished so desperately to be like my father's heroes. At bay was a popular attack phrase in those days, truly a golden age. So when did things turn? Oh, not long after I went wandering. I embarked in secret, knowing my parents would try to dissuade me, and knowing I would likely sway with even a thumb's push of well-argued wisdom. I was unbrave. Cowardly, that's called. Pardon me, is this your story? I'm just saying. In any case, what I wanted to be was Yvonne North. She was a dazzling country knight, dauntless, irresistible, strong. I admired her from afar. I possessed no useful talents. All I had was desire. It's all a young man knows. I happened upon a ruined room, buried deep in the rose girdle, filled with strange weavings and crossed with threads and patterns I found entrancing and impossible. And that was how I found my very first glimmer scene. The door to the other side, he just went through. I fell through. Unwittingly, I bore what you now call the mystic's gift, and I believe it obeyed my curiosity. A quester's feet write his fate. You were caught the same way Aluna was. Aluna was abducted. The Thrixel purposed her passage. I was merely unlucky. I got tangled in nets not strung for me. Remember Terrafract, the Thrixel world? That's where I wound up. Lost and seeking the night sky, my eyes found a moon to lead wherever I could follow. Dayless years, it seemed, I spent mulling and meandering. It's hard to know, but it could not have been so long. At some point I began to think of myself as a moth, alone and fumbling towards the light. Terrafract is not a dream. It acts upon reality. It makes manifest what you imagine. For the unwary, this happens by accident. When I was in there, Aluna was working her own wishes on me. Is that right? Indeed, you might have resisted had I been less secretive from the start. This gift of mine, I can blame it for bringing me to the other side, but once there, it saved me from faring far worse, and my abilities began to blossom. Is it just luck? Blood? I mean, I never thought a person with mystic ability was different from ordinary people. It is the essential split in our natures. Interfusion is a word you use. You have proclivity, and may recognize you always did, for packing away the permanence of yourself, even you especially while sharing form and energy amongst your surroundings. That's what makes you and I passable world walkers. Passable? Merely passable. There's a limit to how definitively and for what duration our minds may preserve any image, even the image of ourselves. Our inner identities shift over time, and so it was that by the time I realized I had realized how to return to my homeland, I was quite transformed. They say you should never meet your heroes. Oh, I disagree. There are few things so productive as disappointment. Regardless, some memories are moons in the mist, diffuse and shapeless. They may as well be glowing gas. I'll spare you the details of the encounters and events that come after. Some are maudlin, some are mirthful, but most are moth-eaten and beyond mattering. That era is dead. I am still here, such is more or less my story. Why does this make you responsible? The Thrixel took notice of me. When I started toying with them, kicking their sandcastles and causing a din to disrupt their operas, I'd grown bored, you see. Bored? So you poured beer on a beehive. I thought it was funny. I believe it's what drove them to duplicate my accident in another. I did not anticipate that, but I do not think I cared enough to anticipate anything. Not for a long time. Is she here? I'm ready. Okay. The Tower of Locks. Open the Tower of Locks. Please tell me it's on the map. It is. Oh, thank God. It's going to take a minute to get there. So hang on. Uthor said he has a boomer opinion. Where is it? Oh, the spell power thing. I will admit, I think... I'm struggling to phrase here, because there's a value in doing weird things, even if they are arguably bad design. And I do admit that it was kind of cool when WoW gear was, let's call it what it is, bad. It was not particularly well designed or well thought out. But I do think there's such a thing as over-designing as well. Right now, WoW gets away with that because they put most of the cool stuff in the trinkets or the set bonuses. But, like I said, I remember back in the day tanking with a dagger because it was a better tank item. I remember healing in nothing but cloth armor because it was better for healing. It's nice to have choices, is actually really what I'm getting to. And yeah, what's really funny is I would be almost assured that WoW retail gear directly copies off of FF14 gear, and for the same reason. When you flatten it out, everything's either an upgrade or isn't, and that's the only side of the equation you have to think about. Okay, so here's the tower. Okay, so how do we open it? This isn't even the final battle. Jesus Christ. Well, whatever. Oh, that's the spell works. There's always the obvious flaw in our plan. We could just ask. My mom used to say, you'll never receive the answer you want if you never ask the question. We understand it was your will to keep this door closed forever, and we respect that, I think. Thing is, we need to get in. We've got our own monsters to deal with. They were your monsters first, but maybe we're not your descendants, but we are inheritors of your suffering. So please lend us the magic you married to these rocks. And it worked. Cool. Plus stealth, plus stoicism, or plus haste and plus insight. Let's do haste and insight. Oh my god. I haven't even seen a couple of those enemies. And by a couple, I mean one. Okay. This, Okay. I will freely admit, I don't want WoW to become like Guild Wars 2. At the same time, I totally want WoW to become like Guild Wars 2 in one specific way. In Guild Wars 2, gear's cosmetic, right? Like, okay, that's not actually true or fair. So let me walk that sentence back. I want gear in WoW to become just cosmetic. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Because gear being a thing in RPGs is very much artifact design. And I can think of a lot of RPGs where gear might as well not even be a part of the equation. Like, there's no real point or benefit in it existing other than it just being something that RPGs are supposed to do. Because they don't do anything with it. And so, why not just nuke it? Just get rid of it. Don't have gear. We have plenty of things in MMOs and RPGs that allow us to progress and customize and all sorts of other fun stuff, rather than having +3 stamina and +2 strength. Let's wait on you. Let's scooch you forward. Let's scooch you up in a melee. Let's get you in the flanks. We should still have one attack this round. So we're going to have you attack the guy in the back, because they're the actual threat. Now I'm going to be startled by my niece, who's going to steal my bed. I'm not sure why she's stealing my bed, though. I may have to destroy her. Terrible, terrible consequence of stealing my bed. Sure, Blade Chaval, I don't agree, but the problem here isn't the fact that your statement is untrue, because your statement is absolutely true. Come here, kiddo. Gear is part of progression, and progression is a huge part of gaming in general, but especially RPGs. The problem I have is when gear is just there. When there's nothing interesting. I can't find you. 1 second.
I'm eating you. Oh no.
Why are you eating me?
Yum yum. Because I'm a T-Rex.
Okay.
Yum 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 yum.
Kiddo. Gotta finish up so I can go upstairs, okay?
Blech.
Okay, that doesn't help anything. Here, my biggest problem is that too many games, and a lot of games, don't do anything with gear. It's just there as a way to push your stats, and for absolutely no other reason. Have you ever wondered one of the reasons, not the only one, but one of the reasons why... Hang on, kiddo. Hang on, baby bear. Hang on. Don't make me take you upstairs. I'll do it. You have to be quiet, okay? Thank you. Losing my train of thought. One of several reasons why so many players for so many years in so many different genres of games have preferred cosmetics instead of stats, because it's not quite as interesting to get something that's a +2 stamina, +1 strength, as it is to get something that looks cool. So, there is a game, and it's actually Guild Wars 1 is what I meant. There is a game that focuses... Careful. That focuses on progression being entirely a cosmetic thing. Guild Wars 2 does kind of do this as well. And so, focusing on the gear treadmill being looking cooler instead of having more stats is something that I think should be more explored. Having said all of my extremely wrong and inaccurate opinion, it is dinner time, as my niece has just told me. So tomorrow, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as a soft start time, I will play more of this game, I guess.
I'm a zombie.
And I'm a zombie.